Then Isigwe came with his sister and his manager, while Makenje came with another content creator. I've forgotten the guy name though, but he's a comedian as well. Then me, I came with my PA. We all sat down together. Then I was one that started the conversation. I thanked everybody for coming. Then I told them that, okay, I was the one that reached out to Dennis. Dennis said he had a lot of things to say about him, that you, Mark Angel, you cheated him. Okay, I said it in their presence. If anything I'm saying here is a lie, Dennis is alive, he can make a video to counter what I'm saying. Then I said, okay, let us address all these issues. Okay, so Dennis, can you tell Mackenzie what you told me? Dennis said the same thing. In fact, most of the things he said in that podcast, he said them. Then I told Mackenzie, I said I could interview this guy and it would draw sympathy and all of those things. But at the end of the day, the reason for the interview is that he needs to be compensated. Oh, I believe that we can have this compensation in this meeting. Okay, Mackenzie then told his own side of the story. I don't even want to talk about it, because if I dare mention all the things Mackenzie said, it will be as if I'm siding Mackenzie. Okay, so I hope that maybe Mackenzie also come out to say his own side of the story, and maybe people that are bigger than me would see how they can settle this issue, because me, I tried my best in my own capacity. I wish I had recorded what happened that night. So it was a very long conversation that the meeting was for like almost 3 to 4 hours. Then what happened again? At the end of the day, they had quarreled. They even quarreled in that very meeting. Mackenzie will say, I used to call you, but you won't pick my call. I'll ask you how life is. You tell me that life is good. And Dennis, on the other hand, will say, when I called you for money, you told me you didn't have. They were having issues. So we tried our best to settle, to make the issue calm down. At the end of the day, I told Mark, you started life with this guy. So he used to wash your clothes before. You guys used to eat from the same plate. How does it feel that you are this successful and this guy is struggling with house rent and a lot of things? You understand me? Then Mackenzie told me that it's not his fault, that he cannot carry everybody along, that even though he owns that, he had a lot of work to do. Like he said a lot of things that that is not the way most people think, that he had so much work to do to get to where he is. There's a way he explained it, that he has tried his best. They took to court, he was compensated, this one, that one, and so many things. I say, okay, but right now, let's forget what has happened in the past. Can we settle this issue? Dennis is not living well. What can we do for this young man? So then the thing that Mackenzie told me, that he's willing to do anything for Dennis, but he cannot let Dennis come back as a shareholder of Mackenzie Comedy, because he has taken the brand really far already. You understand me? Then I say, Dennis, do you have a problem with that? Then Dennis, I don't know, I can't even remember what Dennis said, but okay, they gave him a blank check. What do you want? Then Dennis said that right now his rent have expired and he doesn't even have where he's staying, that he's living with his sister. Then I even asked the sister, can you confirm that what Dennis is saying is true? The sister said yes. And I said, this does not sound good at all. But then I asked him, how much is your rent? He mentioned the amount. And I was angry. I was like, bro, I did not call this meeting, spend money for flights, hotel, and so many things just for you to come here to say that what you need is money for rent. Come on. For God's sake, you have 2 kids. You are a grown-up man, for God's sake. You need help that is even beyond that. You can't come here to be talking about rent. You understand? Even his manager also said this. Then I mentioned to Mark, I said, this guy needs equipment for his stuff. I don't know a lot of things, but from my perspective, he needs equipment for his filming. I was just saying it from my own thoughts. Maybe somebody else would have said something else. I didn't want to mention that maybe he needs also amount of money. I just say he needs quality equipment. Then Mark said he has given him equipment. The equipment he gave to Dennis, blah blah blah. I don't want to say so many things, because if I say it will look as if maybe I'm not siding. I'm just seeing the truth of what really happened. I wish Nedu can still convince Mackenzie to come back to that podcast. Let the both of them stay there and have this conversation, because even in all of this, my happiness is to see Denny succeeding. That is my happiness. So I told him, bro, we need to support this guy with some equipment. We need to help him. Even then, I by the end of the day, I don't even know how the matter went. So then started arguing. At some point, I looked like a fool there, and I told them that, in fact, I'm done talking. Then they ended the conversation with Mark saying that he was going to assist him with his rent, and for the equipment, he was going to assist him, but not now, that things are difficult at the moment, that he'll probably assist him later. And then we did prayers and we left. And then Dennis messaged me and said, thank you very much. And that was it. Dennis never told me if Mackenzie ever sent him any money or anything like that. I mean, I tried to get a flight in Port Harcourt. There was no flight for like 1 week. I had to travel down to Uyo to fly back to Abuja. So it's so painful that in all my efforts, the way people are seeing it now is that I did all this because I'm trying to get favor from Mackenzie. And it's really, really painful because God sees my intention. So I think I also remember calling Dennis to ask him, bro, how is life? How are you doing? What are you working on? How has things been? Do you understand me? I could extend, I have staffs, I could extend some of the services that they offer to me to you as well. We could make some videos together. I could show my face just to help you increase your views. Why is your page not monetized? The manager managing Mackenzie is also my manager. He's managing almost all the artists in Nigeria. His name is Apollo. You understand me? I could speak to him. Apollo is a very nice person. Why don't you get your page monetized? Something like that. Me, I was even more focused on, even though you want, and I still told him after that meeting, even if you want to still share your story, I will still be interested to share it if you are not satisfied. I told him this thing. But beyond that, I want to see how we could help you. Why is your this thing? You should be making money from YouTube, from Facebook. You already have 250,000 subscribers. What can we do to get that views coming again? So that you bounce back. Maybe you need to change your teammates. Maybe you need to recruit new actors and actresses, people that will be able to fit into the new vision. Maybe you need new scripts. We talked about all these things. So it's quite unfortunate that in that podcast he just mentioned that after I met Mackenzie, I changed my mind. So I want to also apologize because from my perspective, I was just trying to be human. There are many times that somebody will come to me with stories. Like just 2 weeks ago, there was this girl who traveled to Libya. She was 20 years old and she went into prostitution, and then she came back with HIV and came back pregnant. I was supposed to interview her, and but then I asked her, is your family aware of the situation? She said no. I told her, I said, even if you cover your face and change your voice, your family recognize you, and this is not the best way your family should be hearing this news. I told her I wouldn't tell her story anymore. Those are people that I told directly that I'm not telling your story, and I gave them good reason. There's another one that came one time and said her dad molested her and raped her, and so many things. I saw how emotional she was, and I told her that I will not film you until you go for therapy. Do you understand me? I could assist you with it. I didn't want to look like I'm taking advantage of her emotion. There's another story too. Somebody brought